Hello friends, how are you? Here I am with my grandson Joaquin's whale. Did you know that Comté cheese hides several controversies? What makes this cheese so special? Why is it so expensive? In today's video, I'm going to reveal the secrets behind this iconic cheese. Comté, as it's often called, is a cheese with a fascinating history, complex flavors, and a unique production process. Did you know that this cheese is produced in the mountains of a city called Jura in France, and its flavor changes depending on the season it is made? Curious, right? But stay with me until the end of the video, and I'll tell you everything about this gastronomic treasure. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to share a secret recipe and a key tip for choosing the best Comté when you see it in the supermarket. Let's talk a little about the history of Comté cheese. Comté dates back more than 800 years. It originates from the Franche-Comté, Jura, region in France, and was born out of the need of local inhabitants to preserve milk during long periods of cold, of course, due to the winters. The fact is that in the 10th century, French communities joined together to transform large quantities of milk into huge wheels of cheese that could last for many months. And that's how the first fruitières were born, which were small cheese cooperatives that still exist today. And here's a curiosity. Each wheel of Comté weighs between 35 and 45 kilograms and can take up to 4 months and more than 2 years to mature, depending on the flavor and texture being sought. But what makes this cheese so special? I'll tell you in a moment, including the secrets behind its incredible flavor. Let's now talk about the Comté production process. Comté is made exclusively with raw milk from cows of the Montbéliard or Simmental breed, which graze in the fields of the Jura. I remind you that this is in France. The fact is that the cows, by grazing in that area, make the cheese have a unique flavor that reflects the local flora of the Jura region. After milking, the milk is carefully heated and coagulated with natural rennet. The curd is cut into small cubes or grains and cooked at a precise temperature to concentrate the milk solids. And when I refer to concentrating the milk solids, I am referring to the fact that the bacteria need to acidify the curd so that these lactic bacteria release the enzymes that will give Comté that unique and special flavor. Then the curd is pressed into molds, and the wheels are taken to mature in the iconic cellars of the Jura, where the natural environment, the humidity, and the artisanal care of the French affineurs work their magic. And here comes the interesting part. Comté is brushed, turned, and salted regularly during its maturation. Later, I will explain how this affects its flavor. And if you dare to make this cheese, I'm going to give you some tips for when you have problems in the cheese making. I tell you that one of the biggest challenges in the production of Comté cheese is maintaining the quality and consistency of the flavor, since it depends a lot on the season and the animal's feed. As a tip, make sure to wrap the Comté in special cheese paper or also in a slightly damp cotton cloth. This will prevent it from drying out too much, and the cheese will maintain its aromas intact. A common mistake is to store it next to cheeses with very strong odors such as Roquefort or Munster. If you do that, the Comté could or might absorb these strong aromas and lose its unique profile, so try to store it alone. Let's now see some sensory characteristics of this cheese. Comté has a firm paste of pale yellow color, dotted with small eyes that are formed during the cheese's maturation. When you cut it, you will notice a sweet, nutty aroma with hints of butter and dried fruits. In the mouth, you can find up to 83 different flavors that range from fruity notes like apple and pineapple to toasted nuances like almond and caramel. I tell you that each wheel of Comté is a unique and different experience. But how can you make sure to choose a good Comté in the supermarket or in the store where they sell cheese? In a few minutes, I'll explain it to you. Now, if you don't like to make the cheese and what you want is to consume it, I tell you that Comté is incredibly versatile for pairing. You can pair, for example, with a dry white wine like a Chardonnay, or if it is from the Jura area, much better. You can also accompany it with a dry Brut type champagne. If you prefer red wines like me, you can opt for a Pinot Noir. And for something more original, try Comté with cider or even with a strong black beer. You will be surprised how the flavor of the cheese is enhanced with the beer. And here's a quick recipe. How about a pear, walnut, and Comté cheese salad? I tell you that it's easy to make and combines perfectly with the creaminess of the cheese and with the sweetness of the pears and the crunchiness of the walnuts. It's very good. You only need fresh lettuce, some pear slices, toasted walnuts, and a piece of Comté. Once everything is mixed, dress everything with a little honey and olive oil, and you will have a gourmet dish in 5 minutes. But if you prefer something more elaborate, try making a Comté sauce to accompany a good steak. How is it done? Very easy. Melt the cheese with a little cream or heavy cream and give it a touch of pepper. Mix everything until it becomes a homogeneous liquid, and ready, you have an explosion of flavor. And so we come to the end of our journey through the world of Comté cheese. What did you think of this cheese? Have you ever tried it? Do you want to learn how to make it? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Oh, and share it, of course, with your friends. And if you wish to make any suggestions, just let me know in the comments. Until next time.